A proposition is a declarative sentence that is either true or false, but not both. Depends. If a proposition is true, then its truth value is true, which is denoted by T. Otherwise, its truth value is false and it's denoted by F. So here are the common examples of propositions. Determine whether each of the following statement is a proposition or not. If a proposition, give its truth value. Our first is Mindanao is an island in the Philippines. So our solution is E is a true proposition because it is a declarative sentence that combines a truth value because Mindanao, yes, is an island in the Philippines. Number two, the second example is find a number which divides your age. So our solution here is Q is not a proposition. Why? You can divide a number that you can find a number that divides your age. And how? Whether you didn't clearly specify and it is not a declarative sentence. So our Q is not a proposition. Another examples, which is the third or three, my seatmate will get a perfect score in the logic exam. So our solution here is our R is a proposition. Why? It depends whether it is talking the truth about the events of his teammate will get a perfect score in the logic exam. So it will serve as a declarative sentence, so it is a proposition. 4 is welcome to the Philippines. And the solution for our number 4 is S is not a proposition. It's not a declarative sentence, it, it is a not a declarative sentence. It is a scripted sentence. Now, let's give you an example. Let's say it's number 5. 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. So our solution to our so our 5 example is T is a true proposition. Why? Yes, we can ever know that 3 plus 2 is equal to 5, so our solution is a true proposition. Number 6 is f of x is equal to square root of x over x plus 1. So our solution to our next example is u is a false proposition. Whether or not we can see that this is not really this is the not the equation of yes, and this is not a equation but it is a different equation from the f of x, so this is a false proposition. So let's talk about whether the other symbols are hard to pronounce or what they should be called of. So let's give you an example of the proposition in symbolic form to a form of proposition in English. So our first example is 2 is a natural number. The second is negative 100 is an integer. The third one is the constant r is an irrational number. Next is the constant r is a real number. The fifth is the square root of 2 is less than 2. And we call the last one is the set of all natural numbers is a subset of the set of all integers. The set of all integers is a subset of all rational numbers. The set of all rational numbers is a subset of the set of all real numbers. So please remember the symbols that we usually pronounce that often your presentation, these symbols can help you identify or whether it is symbolic or not. It depends of whether how you pronounce it. Yeah. Yes. So let's move again forward and give you another example of propositions, which is number 7. What is the domain of the function? So our solution here is V is not a proposition. Why? This is only a question, not a declarative sentence. Number 8 is I am lying. So our solution here for number 8 is W is not a proposition. Whether or not, based on the sentence below, we can whether tell if the sentence was lying or not. It depends whether it changes. So this is not a proposition. Another example is it is not the case that square root of 2 is a rational number. So our solution for our number 9 is it is a proposition. Number 10, either logic is fun and interesting or it is boring. So our solution to number 10 is it is a true proposition. Because whether either logic is fun and interesting or it is whether boring, it depends on whether you like it. It declares that whether logic is fun and interesting or it is boring. Another example, if you are a grade 11 student, then you are a Filipino. So our solution for number 11 is it is not a true proposition. Why? Yes, it is a declarative sentence, but in the reality, we can see that it based on the sentence below that said, if you are a grade 11 student, then you are a Filipino. Most other countries have the grades as well, but not all are Filipino. So whether this is not a proposition. Number 12 is if you are more than 60 years old, then you are entitled to a senior citizen's card. And if you are entitled to a senior citizen's card, then you are more than 60 years old. So our solution for our number 12 is it is a true proposition. Now, now we were done having examples of propositions. Now let's move on and go to the other lesson, which is the simple and compound proposition. A compound proposition is a proposition formed from simpler propositions using logical connectors. Not, and, or, if, and then. This is the examples of compound proposition, where the symbol stands for some propositions, and a proposition is simple if it cannot be broken down any further into other component propositions. So here are some examples of simple propositions, which is Mindanao is an island in the Philippines. My seatmate will get a perfect score on logic exam. 3 plus 2 is equal to 5, and f of x is equal to square root of x over x plus 1. Now, let me give you an example of simple propositions. Number 1 is it is not the case that square root of 2 is a rational number. So our solution here, given here is Rp is not R. R is R is based on rational number. So our simple component is square root of 2 is a rational number. It is based that on this knot here that I covered in red. When you have this word, you can only differentiate and make a sentence in one based on the sentence I give you in the example below. Number two example is either logic is fun and boring, or it is interesting, or it is boring. So our given is F and I or B. F is read for fun, I is for interesting, and B is for boring. So if we make this in a sentence, our simple components will be F is logic is fun, I is logic is interesting, and B will be logic is boring. Next, here are another examples of simple propositions. Number three is if you study hard, then you will get good grades. So our given is if H, then G. H is set for hard and G is based on good. If we make it in a simple component, our H will be you study hard, and our G will be you will get good grades. Next, another example of propositions. If you are more than 60 years old, then you are entitled to a senior citizen's card. And if you are entitled to a senior citizen's card, then you are more than 60 years old. So our given here is if A then B, then, and if B then A. So A is the word here in are more than 60 years old, and the B, yes, uh, depends here to entitle senior citizens card based on B, yes. So if we put a simple component, A will be stand more. You are more than 60 years old. And the B is you are entitled to our senior citizens card. So our answer here is the A and B. If our second given is also the same, you can just rotate it and make it a sentence again. Great. Now you may now proceed to your next lesson. I hope you will understand about my topic for today, and I hope that this will help you move forward to know about the basic sets of propositions, and maybe in the other lessons will be more similar to this. And I hope you will enjoy my video, and